Hey guys! Today I just wanted to do a sit-down life update Q&A classic YouTube video. I recently uploaded a TikTok where I was kind of telling how I became a content creator and how I started everything on YouTube, and I just missed this platform so much, and I feel like you guys deserve the most because you guys have been here since the beginning. If you watch my YouTube videos, you're super committed, and I'm gonna reward that with a full-on life update video. Today we're just gonna do our makeup and yap. Just a little girl talk chit chat. I'm gonna show you my everyday routine, but a little bit elevated. Starting with Rhode glazing milk. I honestly love this stuff. I think it's my favorite Rhode product. It's a really nice base for makeup. First question, do you experience loneliness when living alone? While I answer that, I'm putting on Lumi Glotion from L'Oreal just to get some tan in there and some Say Star Glow. I have always been a very independent person. I mean, I am a Capricorn. Even in high school, me and my mom lived in an apartment alone, but she would have to work overseas a lot. So there'd be times literally in high school when I would grocery shop on my own. I fully lived alone. I had my license, so it worked. I just loved being independent. I loved spending time with myself. From a very young age, that was never really a problem for me. I know a lot of people are like, I can't sleep in a bed alone, or I can't even like be alone for a little bit, I need a roommate. That's just not an issue for me. I love being alone, maybe too much. Luckily, I do have a boyfriend and he lives 5 minutes away, so if I'm ever truly lonely or need someone, he's there. I'm sure I would feel a lot different if I didn't have him, but also my whole family lives in LA. My closest friends live in LA. I feel like as long as I have a good support system, it's all fine. But I also have 2 dogs, which sometimes it's impossible to feel lonely because they take up so much of my brain space. Next, the Patrick Ta Cream Contour. This is in She's Bronzed with the matching brush. I'm just gonna chisel my face. Would you ever consider moving somewhere else, or do you want to always be in LA? I feel like I always think about this question because I did grow up here. I grew up in the Valley in Calabasas, which is about like 30 minutes with no traffic outside of LA. So it's really all I've ever known other than living in New York for 1 year when I was 13. I don't know, I'm just such a California girl at heart, but I also don't think I would live anywhere else in California. I just love where I grew up so much because you can drive 20 minutes to the beach, 30 minutes into the city, 2-3 hours you can be in the snow, and the weather's always nice. So I don't know, I feel like I got really lucky where I grew up that I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. I feel like raising my kids here would be a dream. I just don't see myself as an East Coast girl. Like that would be so out of character for me. Hopefully this looks good. I can't really see anything. How do you feel about your Snow Queen experience now that it's been a few months? This is Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Concealer. I feel okay, honestly. I feel like whenever Nutcracker's over, I'm always so sad, but this year I was like, okay, I feel like it, ran its course and I feel fulfilled. And that's because I started Snow Queen so early, so I'm so grateful that I put myself in that experience. And I ended my year with such hard work. Like I was in the studio and my body, just everything felt amazing, and I was in such a good headspace because of how much I was working. And if I only did Arabian, that wouldn't have been the case because you start that so much later because it's like a guest artist part. I'm so grateful that I did it. I wouldn't change anything. Obviously, I do wish I had this amazing performance and it all led up to like this insane show, and I'm so proud of myself, but I think it all went the way it was supposed to because at the end of the day, the reason I do these shows, other than just loving to do it, is because I make this content for you guys and I share my experience. I'm an influencer. That's just what I do. And the basis of my YouTube channel and my content has always been about being super vulnerable, and none of that was planned, but the fact that I filmed that whole breakdown of that week and I made content out of it that like showed girls that it's okay if you don't do everything so perfectly. You can improv. I made this whole TikTok about it that has millions of views, so it all ended up working out in my favor. But regardless of that, I also don't think my weekend of all the Arabian shows would have felt as good if I didn't go through what I went through. So I have no regrets. Some Benefit 24-hour brow setter. Next question, opinions on content creation being easy. I have such mixed opinion on this because at the end of the day, of course it's easy. I'm not working a 9-to-5 job where I'm on my feet all day, having to figure out where to put my dogs and all this. I have such freedom with what I do, but of course everything is relative. I think the hardest thing that influencers deal with is just self-criticism and also just opening yourself up to the opinions of the world. It's not something that comes with like a normal human job. It's also like if you ever have a streak where things are doing so well and then all of a sudden your content isn't, you take it as such a self-reflection on your own persona or talent, and you take it so personal because your whole brand is yourself. So I think that's just something different that you have to deal with rather than like a normal human 9-to-5 job. Trying to stay relevant and grow with your audience is obviously super hard as well. Regardless, the fact that I can get one brand deal and that will pay my month's rent, and that took like a couple hours of work, is incredible, and I'm so very lucky, but that's because of all the work that I've put in to build my brand. What these brands are paying for is my authenticity and my influence on people to get them to buy a product that I love so much. You can say what you want. I personally love what I do because I have creative freedom. Going in with this Dior product, this is Forever Glow Maximizer in Rosy. I'm just gonna put a little bit here. Next question, do you still deal with body image in ballet? I think when you grow up in ballet and have dealt with any body image problem ever, you're going to deal with it for the rest of your life, on whatever scale that might be. Obviously, as you grow older and you mature, you learn how to handle your feelings a little bit better. For me, I'm in such a better place and I know how to regulate my body, and I practice intuitive eating and have done so much self-work to be at a place where even if I have a down day, like, it won't spiral me into this whole entire thing, you know? When you spend your whole entire life literally staring at a mirror in tights and a leotard, you're just so hypercritical about your body for the rest of your life. Like, there's things that I'm insecure about that no one would ever even know. Luckily now, if I'm in a ballet class, I'm having a shit day, I hate what I look like, and I'm like on the verge of a breakdown, I can leave. Like, I have the choice and I have free will to do whatever I want. When I was younger, maybe I didn't have that, but also I've done the work and I've done the therapy, which is a perfect segue because this video is actually sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an online therapy platform that I actually do my therapy on. BetterHelp is all online, so it makes it super easy and convenient for anyone to start therapy. They carefully make sure therapists on the platform are well qualified. They have over 30,000 licensed professionals with a wide range of specialties and backgrounds. My therapist personally is well qualified in talking about body image, so she has really been able to work with me even if I'm not fully struggling with it right now. She gives me tools and thought exercises if anything were to come up, and overall therapy just makes me feel super strong that if emotions do come, I can handle them. It's something I wish everyone would do, which is why I love BetterHelp, because it makes it so accessible. All you have to do is fill out a questionnaire and you will be matched to a therapist in as little as a few days. You can easily switch therapists at no extra cost if it isn't the right fit. You can start fresh any day of the year with BetterHelp. Click the link in my description or go to betterhelp.com/Luna and get 10% off your first month of therapy. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this video. I love you. I'm gonna use this freckle pen from ColourPop to do some freckles. Next question, do you ever have / had friends that don't understand your passion and creativity? This is such a good question. I have so many thoughts on this question because I've definitely had people in my life that judge me for what I do. I can totally understand because I know sometimes this job can be super superficial, or you're not living the moment because you're recording everything. And I'm using this lip stain from Wonder Skin in the shade Romance. Now I'm gonna feel stupid talking with this. I feel like it's more adults that don't really understand what I do and don't think it's sustainable, and that's like a whole other conversation, and I understand because I didn't grow up with this like job of social media. None of it really bothers me because I'm doing so well for myself and I created this dream life for myself that I'm like, how can you really argue with that? And I'm happy, so it doesn't really matter. Something I've been tackling recently that might not be very relatable. My closest friends are my dance friends that I grew up with, and we actually all live in LA. I'm with them all the time. They've seen me grow up, they've been with me through all of this. I obviously have more financial freedom because of what I do and the life that I've built for myself, where a lot of my friends work 9 to 5 jobs just trying to pay rent here, and sometimes I find it hard or almost just rude to celebrate my wins when my friends maybe are struggling financially. Like, really hard to find a balance where I can still celebrate my wins but also to not come across like a bitch. I think the way that I've been handling that is that I can just show them all these experiences. If we ever want to go to dinner or I see that my friend didn't order a drink because maybe she's low, like, I will always order her a drink. If I have the freedom to like share my finances in that way, I will 100% do that. These are the girls that have been with me when I literally had nothing, and the circle of life works in weird ways. They support me emotionally in ways that can't compare, and then if I can support them financially in any way without crossing any boundaries, like, I will always do that. So I think it's just learning and growing, and as you grow up it's gonna happen more and more. So totally forgot about my makeup. Using Rare Beauty highlighter. Would you ever adopt another dog? Hell no. I am maxed out right now with 2. I'm sure eventually, like 20 years down the line, but I don't even want to think about that. But I don't think I'll ever have more than 2 dogs at a time because this shit's crazy. I just started dating. How is it to be in 3 years in a relationship? Things you've learned. Me and my boyfriend celebrated 3 years about 2 days ago, and I made an Instagram post, and I feel like people were like, what the hell? Like, I didn't even know you had a boyfriend, because we're very private online, and for a while I didn't really want to be private. I wanted to be super open about my relationship and just post videos with him all the time. Even little things that I said maybe 2 years ago, like sneaking in a video about my relationship. I got so many opinions from other people that it's like, oh girl, it's a canon event, like, oh, he's probably cheating on you, da 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 da. I'm already such an OCD person and I care so much about what other people think about me that there's literally no way for that not to affect me and affect my relationship. Like, my boyfriend could treat me so well, but if one person says something online or he doesn't post this, or I'll think it's a shit relationship and everything's shit. It must have been so nice in the past when social media wasn't even a part of relationships and you can actually actually just like focus on your partner. And this is a very different relationship for me because he was my best friend first. No one can really comment on our relationship because they've never been through this type of relationship. We're both very young, early 20s, both are a public figure in some way, and both trying to like love each other but also act as adults when we're so young. It's like, it's a very niche relationship with its own problems, and no one can really comment on that. I'm sure even with what I just said, people are going to comment, but I actually don't care anymore because we're in such a good place. We have grown together so much. We know everything about each other. We're so in tune with each other's emotions now after 3 years. Throughout the holidays that were so hard on me, my birthday, everything, he just showed up in the absolute best way. I don't know what I would do without him this holiday season. He was there through every single family issue. He will look at me, he'll know exactly what I'm feeling and know exactly what to do to like make me not feel that way anymore. And yeah, we're posting a little bit more together now just for fun, and we're also in a place where it doesn't really matter what people say. Like, I think we're just so strong in where we are. It's actually cute. I love that after 3 years I get to share all these photos that I love so much of us, and you know, most importantly, all the closest people in my life that know us and love us together commented, and like they show their support publicly, which means more to me than anyone else saying anything about it. So any advice I would say is really just communication. That is the most important part about sustaining a relationship, because things will happen, arguments will happen, disagreements, because it's not you against each other, it's you against whatever problem you're dealing with. I think once we learn that and learn that like we love each other and we want to make it work, how can we make it work? That's all that matters. And if two people aren't willing to work on that in a relationship, then it's done. Like, you both have to want to be together and want to work on yourselves. That's all I'll say about that. I'm putting a little bit of this Urban Decay Moon Dust in my inner corner. This stuff is perfect. I don't really wear mascara daily, so I've been using this e.l.f. like clear brow and mascara. I don't know if it actually does anything, but I just like to think it holds my lashes in place. Like, I feel like that does something. In my tight line, I'm gonna add a little bit of this brown eyeliner just up in there. Cute. Just like that. I think that's everything I do. To finish it off, I've been loving these Bare Minerals, what are these called? Dewy Lip Gloss Balm in the color Strength. These are so nice to just have in your bag. Look at that. So cute. Okay, makeup is fully done. You guys are fully updated. But seriously, you guys, I love you so much. I love my YouTube family. If you guys are here watching to this point, you're a real one. You know me the best. I know you guys don't judge me. I know you love me as much as I love you. Happy Valentine's Day. This is my love letter to you guys. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next week or the week after, possibly. Don't judge me. Bye!